Welcome back, 5 Aces.
Battle control initialized.
Hey people, 5 Aces here, and welcome back to the Kavathlon. This is the cavalry arriving, if you will. That's right, we are back on one of the new RHL maps between Cav and the new challenger, where actually Cav is the new challenger, but hey, let's first things first. Top left spawning as Russia this time around, it's Mr. Cav, who has continued taking names, and who is on a rampage through the OpenRA scene currently, tearing it up straight from RA2, and apparently pretty unstoppable, an unstoppable force, and he's gonna be matched up against the vice champion of RHL Season 10, Mr. Morkel. Looks to be Mr. Nerf Clan MRK, but nope, it's Morkel, definitely. So, just to prove that there's no Smurfs. By the way, I'm aware that last cast I messed up a little, because I got Smurfs names confused. I thought it was matched up against Big Bad Bane, but Cloudy is actually Orb's Smurf name. So yeah, I'm gonna have to correct it with a title card. But be that as it may, this is definitely Morkel here. And the map, we have seen this one, Winding Woods. I have played it actually a couple times, but we haven't featured it on this channel too much just yet. So this brings my monthly orb quota up to like at least 90% of the matches. RIP. So I really want to see a matchup of Bane against Cav now. Yeah, some of the top matchups. Bane against Cav, then I want to see Happy against Cav. There are replays of that, by the way, I just have to get my hands on them. Have to ask Caution, who is now running the show with his Twitch streams, which he does with stunning regularity, I think thrice a week, which would be completely unsustainable to me. Alright, so the build here again, this is a far spawn map, and Cav seems to be not the biggest proponent of double ref. Seems to be more of a War Factory first player, also always with a flame tower. Just a very greedy build overall, and I like it on this map specifically. Also not opting. That's kind of weird, he could have popped the power plant down here and saved like 5 seconds by not redeploying, but that's a minor detail. And double ref on this map, what good does it do you? It lets you get out some army mass, yes, but by the time you're gonna have your first engagement, I don't know, your opponent is gonna be up to par and is gonna have more harvesters than you. So I definitely would favor a War Factory first, especially if it's backed up by a flame tower. And Cav has cancelled the flame tower, which is just, it's like it's a life insurance. It's your lifeline against Grenadier rushes, and then you can just cancel it when you're going broke, which is inevitably gonna happen. So triple harvester online, yeah, and this is where Morkel is actually broke now. Oh! He's only got a flak track out now. Yeah, so the build is really delayed, courtesy of Morkel apparently investing too much into early infantry. Even though it doesn't look like too much, well, there is only one oil, so there is that. Flak track just going for a little poke. Ah, there's another 5 stack, so that's 5 extra rifles for Morkel. So definitely a bit of an overcommitment or overinvestment. 2, 7, like 15 rifles and 3 rockets. Yeah. He's trying to wire off with the wire fences here. That is not the default map overlay, or not default map terrain. And in comes a service depot, but definitely a little head start here for Cav, courtesy of his build. This is where a single ref into War Factory shines. If you have enough time to set up, your opponent leaves you time to breathe. It's like whenever I play and people like Happy like to hit me hard and early, you know. That's when it's at its worst. But on a map this large, it makes sense. Ooh, going for an aggressive capture, like sending the engineer all across the map, but this is gonna get sniped. Rip in pepperonis. Ooh, get one shot. And the flak truck dying as well, so that's a bit of a stinging loss here. That stings a little for Cav. Probably a bit too unsupervised was the engineer. I would definitely always keep the vehicle on supervision duty. Yeah, that's 1.1k down, plus a lot of field presence and scouting down as well. And he's doing the good old macro slide from StarCraft 2, where as soon as your natural resources are harvested, you pull your harvesters, or in that case your drones, whatever. Drones, probes, Zerglings. First tank is now out, so relatively standard timing here for a double ref build. But you see that this is delayed compared to what Cav has been doing, and he's already popped down his refinery and ventured onto a more aggressive position. Interesting position from Cav. He has opted to keep his units in the middle, which just leads to him having shorter response times. Okay, Rocket Soldier getting a bit injured. Getting a couple flak pellets to his foot. But he's gonna be alright. It's gonna be right as rain. Morkel is playing it safe. He's just popped down his refinery and also a barracks here. I don't know what to make of this. This is a map that screams to me expand early on, because you don't have that much eco to play around with. If your opponent gets to camp your double expansion, you're probably in for a rough time. But yeah, double tank. So army masses should be relatively even. Check the army graph. Yeah, that's like 500. That's one flak truck's worth of difference. Gee, I wonder where that one is coming from. But there's already another refinery out now for Cav. And this is just gonna be a little bit of scaling extra that he has on top of Morkel. One thing I've seen him not rely on is Tesla coils. I barely ever saw him build any Tesla coils. Flame towers are good, yes, but only in tandem with infantry. Otherwise, like, tanks can breach so easily. He is going into the middle. This forces a massive spearhead. And he's also separating, you can see from the hotkey usage here, that the tanks are separated from the rest of the army, so definitely hotkeys are the way to go in RTS in general. I think that is a non-negotiable stance, but some people still like moving around with a big blob, big ball and aim move everything, but if you've ever played any RTS that require more nuance... Oh yeah, this is super annoying. The flak truck is outside of range of the flame towers. It can poke from outside of range. It's got one extra cell on top of them. Not really significant because it's never gonna kill them, but super annoying. Ooh, flamers have been mixed in. I see some white backpacks here. Good old white backpacks, rocket backpacks, and then we've got the zappy backpacks. But we're a long way off zappy backpacks. Okay. 2 tanks tackling the oil derrick. That's smart, you know, it's half a harvester. Doesn't look like it, but it adds up over time. That's just a free snipe, and afterwards they can get out again. I like doing that with a shift Q command, by the way, so you don't forget. Just in case you're new to OpenRA, the shift key command is your best friend. Seriously, it is a game and life-changing hotkey. Probably the most used. For me, at least. Okay, this flank has been revealed. I really like the scouts here. From Morkel as well. Just gonna screen for any army move-outs. Even the flak truck is still playing a little role here in zone defense. Okay, the tanks did not find the entrance they were hoping for. That was there was no gap here in the defensive lines. Oh my lord, so many rockets. Is that a rocket in your pocket? The rocket pocket strats are coming out here. But a very defensive posture here from Morkel as well. I doubt Cav does want to take this engagement. Pathfinding's messing up a bit. It's gonna cost him 1 tank, maybe 2. Yeah, that's gonna be... Barely. Barely no 2 tanks going down. Okay, but he thinks he can overwhelm here, and rightfully so. We've seen this story before. The opponent is going for a really defensive position, then Cav rolls in anyway. And with infantry superiority, just blasts away at the army. Uh-oh. We are gonna see a dip in the army graph. Ooh, nice AoE though, wow. That was a nice burst. Scorched Earth, Tabula Rasa. Radar Dome is out. This might hit a nasty timing here, because the Radar Dome was an upfront investment that has not yet paid off. Refinery down, so a big loss here for Morkel. At least he's got his left-hand side expansion. Ooh, the Harvester's got reasonably low, courtesy of the surviving heavy tank, who somehow managed to evade detection for like 2 minutes. I guess he gave him the old loop around, just faking out to be to be backing home and then going back in. Here out is an airfield here for Cav as well. So Cav is using the finer tools in the Soviet arsenal here. No sledgehammer. Yaks are more like a scalpel, except a suicidal scalpel that you discard after using. There's no other way of putting it. Right, 3 tanks rolling in. Oh, Cav was unsure whether this was a full-out push, but no. It was just a tank. Just a little tank incursion. Uh-oh. Gonna get pincered. At least 2 of those tanks are forfeit. The 3rd one should get out alive. At least cull some of the defenses. Alright, the Yak has been revealed, so... Oh, and the flank as well. Nice play. Immediately recognizing this and going back. Going back home here. It's so nice how those players have just started adopting this into their builds. Having a scout on the flanks, it's so important. Double airfield. And we've gotta like point out that Morkel is Ukraine. Cav is Russia, so what? He's got the tech center though. Is this a chance at tier 3? Is this a chance at a redemption arc for Tesla tanks? I sure hope so. Man, the Flamers have really punched above their weight class this time around. Yeah. So the longer this game goes, Cav has got the iron curtain ready to build it at least. So the longer this game goes, or the longer it draws out, the more value Morkel is going to get out of the parabombs. This time around though, the scout has not been replenished. This is gonna hit this is gonna hit the eco lines very hard. With Tesla tanks now, there's an interesting value proposition. Tesla tanks and flak trucks are basically a nigh unstoppable combination. This has been scouted, by the way. The only downside is that they do damage over time. It's not something that obliterates your army immediately. It's rather something that gradually chips away at your enemy's infantry. So it's an upfront investment for a long-term gain. Sometimes that's not what you want. Okay, nice camp of the Orfield from Morkel. Really nice. A counter-tech center, really? Oh, those Flamers a bit up front. Let's zoom in on the action. Man, I really gotta say, the Flamers, they're doing a good job here against Cav. Keeping him in check, and I really like that he's not just moving his entire army in. He's waiting until Cav is moving. Nice line of play. Very well defended from Morkel. Extremely well defended, in fact. He has barely sustained a single scratch here. So it's looking good for him. The only thing that worries me is the Iron Curtain coming up. Yeah, Iron Curtain has been placed. Like, this has been almost a flawless defense thus far. Morkel on the up and up here. Harvesters have been pulled off the line, so it's gonna be a little fallback move from Cav. No mining possible at the time present. No Tesla tanks though just yet. So yeah, I understand why he's not going for Tesla tanks. It just doesn't make sense in that context. Especially given that you have to multi-prong on this map. Tesla tanks are not very well suited for multi-prong attacks. They are suited for a death ball. They're like the zap-tap. Ooh. Oh, the crash just falling a bit short of the infantry army. But still, cleanup has been achieved. There we go. So yeah, the same is true for V2s. V2s are good for sieges, V2s are good for single pushes against the big infantry army, and for single target hit and run, or single blob hit and run. They are, however, not good at multi-prong attacks, at defending multi-prong attacks, or at multi-prong attacking. Because you have to be so aware of the micro and of the targeting of the V2s. They're not suited for attack moving at all. So, uh-oh, there's the plus of doom. It's about to happen. It is ready. Ah, yep. Yep. Could he send in the parabombs though? Yes! This is so smart. This is brilliant. Let's hope the timing works. Nah, just a bit too far forward. Man, this was such a nice idea. Iron Curtain is about to time out though, so the kiting from Morkel has been decent-ish. Honestly, this would be the time to build 3 yaks and go for a hunt, for an Iron Curtain hunt. Man, this is a good game. And also one that... or I can't really tell who's winning just yet. Okay, that was questionable. Sending the paradrop in here, I don't know what the idea here was. Uh-oh, Calv is again starting to overrun Morkel. Not enough rockets here, and the V2s are getting whittled down as well. This would be a juicy shot here. Not half bad, but there is now an entire army flooding. Floodgates are open. This is gonna spell trouble. Right, at least flak trucks are good here against the V2 rocket launchers. Can dive into the backlines. Yeah, they should commit. Oh, Morkel only has 1 MCV? What, really? Wait, what? Doesn't make sense. Where's the second MCV? Seriously? Oh, no. He went... Okay! This is starting to be real interesting. He went for a mining base here. Okay. Problem is, he's got an arm in his base. Need to do something about that, my friend. And now it's biting him in the ass that he didn't snipe out the V2 rocket launcher earlier. This might be... yeah, this is the radar dome going down, but the radar dome itself is not that important. It's more the tech prerequisite that is important. And none of the support powers hinge upon it. Oh, Iron Curtain again. Nice. That's an MCV. I thought it was a demo truck, but no. It's just a regular plain old MCV, vanilla style. Left-hand side, everything's mined out in general. Oh, and on this side, Calv is taking the map as well. Flame towers, though, are doing a good job. Oh, wow. That was one hell of a yak strike. Jeez. What a brutal game, and even with all of that, Morkel just doesn't have enough to hold. Yep. Probably needs to sell out. Oh, hijackers! This is so smart. They are being focused out, though. Oh, one of the tanks being stolen. What a great game. Morkel actually loves hijackers. I've noticed several times. He is very good with hijackers. Mammoth tanks are rolling out as well. The eco is back to even, I would say. All he needs to do is reclaim this patch and he's got himself an even game again. 9 and 11 harvesters respectively, but it doesn't make a difference. There's also an Iron Curtain out for Morkel this time around. He's broke though. Ooh, the army graph. The army graph. Assets are still even, but most of Morkel's assets are in static D. As evidenced here by those walls of flame towers. No Tesla coils, this is so surprising. Yeah, now that the map is mined out, it's all about cost-efficient trades. This is also where MiGs would start coming in handy. Okay, Calf losing his scouting MiG. Scouting yak, sorry. But there's a massive army again, and there's an Iron Curtain. Ready to fire. How are you gonna hold? How are you gonna defend against this? He needs to count the curtain. Is it ready? Yes, it is. And then he needs to go for the Miracle Crusher. Seriously. Parabombs are probably just short of coming online. Yeah, 50 seconds. Good crush. Ooh, what a good crash here. Okay, that's one way of holding. Oh, can he get... Oh, so close. He was so close to stealing one of the tanks as well. Fantastic play from Morkel. Count the curtain here. And counter aggression. Man, this is so tough now. So tough to hold. He needs to kill so many infantry. And he's still got to deal with 4 tanks, and 2 of them are Iron Curtained right now. It's what a difficult hold for Morkel. Losing some harvesters. Left-hand side. The Mammoth tank went down. Very little glory in that. And the Yak doesn't get to line up this crash either. No Allahu Yakba here. Oh, that was some AoE. Well, that's one way of dealing with an infantry army. There's now mostly... No more rockets. There's mostly rifles left. mean, this is gradually gonna die to the flag trucks. Buckle up, we might be here for a while. But I think with all that said and done, even those 2 harvester losses are gonna be crucial. Oh, what? That barracks didn't get killed. He's got a massive army here. He did not kill the harvester. Unlucky. Unlucky. And on the left-hand side, 1 heavy tank to rule them all. Okay, he has relegated his rally points, I think. Yeah. There we go. Man, why is this harvester allowed to continue harvesting? It's not what it's supposed to do. Oh no, no anti-armor in this group, like barely any rockets. Yep, Morkel is about to be overrun here. He's pulling the parabombs. That is so smart. But to no avail. I was about to say good dodges in the parabombs, but then this was no dodge at all. Still though, what a great level of persistence. Yeah, GG. Well fought by Morkel. That is the 1-0. But we're gonna have ourselves a second match here as well. This was honestly just courtesy of Cav having the infantry advantage most of the game. And then this little harvester didn't get taken out. Mining operations did resume, and also he had an oil derrick, so the overall income must have just been higher. Let's check. Earned? No, not at all. Not in the slightest, but yeah, the army graph, that took a nosedive. That was that 1 engagement up top. Alright, we're gonna see each other in game 2.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
That's it. The pain train terminates here. We are on Amsterdam again. With the big X in the middle. Triple X. This is a very edgy map. No Tanya, by the way. What? Yeah, because it's a Ukraine mirror. It's gonna be really hard to obtain Tanya here. Good luck with that one. You need to fly her in, and at first, like, you need to be a double agent. Would make for a good spy thriller, though. Tanya's banned, like Navy. Alright, so are we having clans in OpenRA now? This would be the next logical evolution, right? After having a ladder system, having an ELO ranking, having Discord integration. Man, 2020 has brought so many new features, especially this new release, the playtest. So be hyped for the new release. I'm also just working on a patch Spotlight, which is going to highlight all of those changes for those of you who are not up to speed just yet. It is really, really good, and 2021 is going to be an amazing year for OpenRA. That much I can predict with utmost certainty. Great things to come. Alright, so we've got ourselves a double ref versus War Factor first opener again. Cav going with his standard BO again. Flame Tower queued up. Seems to be preferring Soviets, but I think he's playing random. I think I've always seen him play random thus far. Yeah, Tanya apparently, she didn't really get buffed. It's just the way the targeting with infantry works got buffed. It used to be the case that if there were multiple targets in range and you attack moved, that they would just always stutter one tile forward. And that would lunge Tanya to her demise. That was just most noticeable with Tanya, because it was true for all infantry and for all units in OpenRA in general. But Tanya was just this single high-value unit, so it was most noticeable for her. Whereas now, the way it works is, if you attack move, a unit is gonna kill everything within its range first and then stutter forward one cell. That's how it's supposed to work, and it was very noticeable with Tanya that this buffs her. So now people are discussing nerfing Tanya again, and one of the ideas I've seen floating around I kind of like, seeing as she has dual Colts, like Smith & Wessons I believe is in the lore. Why not give her 6 shots and then a reload animation, which gives a window for engaging onto her. That would just make complete sense to me. Okay, Cav's flag truck patrolling the ranges here. He's got, like, this early game, look at this, it's so chill, so peaceful, it's more SimCity than anything else. But it does make complete sense on a map like this one. Counter flag truck is now out. And with that little health loss from the engagement would actually be a win for Morkel's flak truck. I'm always tempted to say Smitty, by the way, because Morkel is using the same colors that Smitty used to roll with. This kind of orange that perfectly complements a Texan hat. Smitty being the Texan that he is. Alrighty. Eco 4 harvesters versus 5th harvester online, and one other advantage that I didn't mention, this build doesn't force you into building a 3rd refinery. You don't necessarily want a 3rd refinery on most maps. Delays your build by 26 seconds. Nice. Calf kiting away at the flak truck, pelting it with some flak pebbles here. Yeah, it delays your build by 26 seconds. You would much rather spend those 26 seconds building a service depot, getting out your MCV faster, getting out maybe 1 or 2 extra barracks. Makes complete sense, and as a result, the MCV timing is 15 seconds, just about. Yeah, 15 seconds ahead for Calf, despite him having 5 harvesters in the econ. So despite having the same econ here, he could also have gone for a 6th harvester and just overtaken and still be on time with the MCV. That is one of those build divergences that you can go for. But I like 5 harvesters because on this map you don't have that much starting ore. You're gonna be mined out relatively timely, in a timely manner. Yep, the Scourge is already moving north. The little garbage trucks making their way across the map. And interesting, this time around, Morkel is going for the middle. Probably popping down a refinery. This has an unclear path as to where to expand. You can do the Gatekeeper build. It's risky though, because if you get flanked, your entire base is toast. The Gatekeeper build being that, yeah, he's doing it okay. Gatekeeper build being that after you've deployed your expansion MCV at the expansion, you take your original MCV and move out to the secondary expansion. This is risky business, because it leaves your base completely open, wide open and vulnerable to flanks. And once you lose your service depot, your war factory, your infrastructure, and your mining, you're dead. So this definitely comes with some trade-offs. Calf again, this time around, he's the one going for a death ball. But this should still be relatively even. Yep, Calf is slightly ahead, but it's just back and forth, depending on who gets tanks out at which timing. So no early 2nd war factory for anyone, and barracks, that is kind of the meta. Barracks are just up to 7 for everyone. Everyone involved is gonna have all the barracks at any given point. That's just the rule of OpenRA. Infantry is king. The way the cookie crumbles. It's really nice how this army didn't get revealed. It was only the scouts. And Calf is pulling up a wall of flamer. I really like what he's doing, because those flame towers by Morkel are not that effective. If your opponent moves in from this vector, then they're gonna be in a line. Like, if you've ever played tower defense, you know what I'm talking about. These cover don't cover the same area, and thus don't have the same AoE potential. Flag truck running interference. And these, on the other hand, are stacked against the direction your opponent is most likely to attack into, which is a great thing. If they ever attack into this, they're gonna take the full brunt of 3 flame towers at once. So the DPS is just maximized. It's like a concave, but with static D. Yeah, thus far no big engagements, just a little scouts being traded off here and there. The biggest loss thus far was the flak truck. Okay, out comes a push, a concerted push, has some time to do some damage here, but the cavalry is about to arrive. This is a pretty significant force out for Morkel. This is gonna be able to push back Calf just fine here. Flamer's obviously not that great on the chase. Yeah, that tank is really good here. It's running interference and keeping the warding off the riflemen. Very, very good hold from Morkel. Again, just like in game 1, he has not lost anything here. And he's now 5k ahead. It's looking up for him. Combat tab definitely in his favor. But yeah, but that's what I was talking about. That is a single file formation flame tower. That rather than a wall of flame. Why is he pulling back? Whoa, those flamers. That's gonna be some sick roasting. Sick roasts here. But they're not good on the chase, as evidenced here. Honestly, it's looking really good for Morkel. He might stand to take a point off of him right there. But, uh-oh, the army. He's really good at forming concaves. I really gotta say that the concaves and formations for Kav are amazing. Little detachment going to the southern flank. There's definitely an army advantage here for Morkel. Yeah, that's a really, really massive one to boot. Okay, the engagement has started. And again, the concave is just better for Kav. He's got a perfect concave lined up. Uh-oh. Can the flamers turn the tide? I think he's about to overrun again. He just got the better positioning. Oh no. That is gonna... Yeah, the army graph is gonna take a nosedive for Smitty. His flank did not pay off at all. And his army got caught off guard once. Out of position once, gets immediately roasted. Man, that is unexpected. It was looking really good for Morkel. He's trying for a counterattack, trying for some pressure onto the eco lines. Which is understandable. But I doubt it's gonna stop him from losing the base here. Uh-oh. MCV gets sniffed out, gets spotted. And the tanks are immediately chasing. No? Turn around. Thinking twice of it. They've got slightly higher speed, especially on the roads to get a little speed boost. So, yeah, this MCV is also El Tostarino. Closing in on it. Oh, he can't even deploy here. Wanted to deploy and sell. That is unlucky. And this little rock prevented him from doing it. Oh. Yikes. Alright. Time to look at the army graph. Plonk. That army graph literally fell down a deep well. Only to never recover again, probably. Yeah, now with this big of an army advantage, how are you gonna stop your opponent? It's gonna be tough. He needs to utilize defender's advantage. Flamers, I'm not sure it's the right call here. Ooh, it's going for crushes. Nope, not connecting. And now it's just... you need to concentrate your forces. Yeah, the reason being that flamers are good on the defense, but they need a good concave. And when you don't have time to set up a concave, also the flak trick is up to bed too. It's done so much damage. Oh lord. Like 8 heavy tanks here. 8 heavies in the mix, and that's the entire army out of position. Oof. Here's the secondary infantry push. This was just a diversion tactic. Kav is, yeah, he's outplaying him. Really, really hard. Good night, harvesters. It was nice knowing you. Okay, can the flamers dish out some punishment? Let's see. Oh, no. Without the front line, they just get murked. Absolutely murked. And here we've got at least 10, a swarm of at least 10 heavies. This ain't gonna be pretty. But it's gonna be over quite soon. Heroic flak truck pays with its dear life for this transgression. What a game. Meta is rush 7 racks. Yeah, pretty much. The second war factor is not even necessary. 7 racks is definitely meta. You can go for tech builds as well. It's just more risky. Tech builds definitely have their drawbacks, especially that one that allied tech builds tend to get shut down really hard by flak trucks. And Soviet tech builds are good. I would rate them as probably more viable against evenly skilled opponents. But especially because you get free support powers, and especially doubly so as Ukraine. Yeah, but it's still risky, because you have a window of vulnerability where you have a smaller army count than your opponent, and you risk getting overrun. Which is something that has happened to me in RHL in the past. Let's not disclose any more details there. It's been rough. What makes him special? Just, his playstyle is nothing that we haven't seen just yet, but it's just very solid, and especially him forming concaves. I've seen him multiple times that he used his squads to just form a big wall against the opponent rather than just single file formation. Yeah, concentrating assets, that's how I would describe it, yeah. That's a good way of putting it. Thank you, NA. Yeah, it's nothing we haven't seen yet, nothing outlandish, but just very, very solid all around. Wins engagements by sheer concentration of mass. And really good scouting, that also I have to mention that one. Rarely ever being out of position, rarely being caught off guard by flanks. This little tank. It reminds me of the mission 5, I believe, of Allies, where Tanya has to blow up bridges, and then there is the one last bridge. There is a secret tank, do you guys and girls know that? Mission 5 of the Allies. Where you have Tanya and pretty much nothing else, you have to blow up all the bridges. And you can capture a naval yard and send Tanya over to the other side of the ridge, or the other side of the body of water, and from there you gain 2 light tanks as reinforcements. It's kind of a secret in this mission. Yeah, he only had 1 bad engagement, that's true. Just one where he ran into the defenses and Morkel was just too aware. Flak trucks are being bought. It is as a... Oh, here we're seeing a Tesla coil, finally. And the flak trucks are meant as a counter against the V2s. And also against the inevitable yaks that are gonna be in the skies, but they don't provide a front line, and it was too late anyway. Too little too late. So great play, and Kav wins again. Damn. I wanna see if I can find some replays of him against Happy, him against Bane, because this has been an insane run thus far. So January is probably gonna be, yeah, Kav month. Let's find some more replays to highlight. That's been awesome. Well played to all. Morkel really gave him a run for his money, especially in game 2, until that one fateful moment where Kav was breaching here, and this engagement here was lost, courtesy of a better positioning by Kav. Yeah, death ball. Alright, thank you guys and girls for watching. I'll see you next time with more OpenRA content to come and more Company Viewers 2 content to come and a patch spotlight. 5 aces. Out.
Battle control terminated.